I sense some kind of hesitation as you're talking. What's been like a struggle that you've been dealing with?
I think it's when you know someone, there's almost that sense of entitlement, right? Like, okay, well, I know her, I always see her, whatever. So instead of just booking on the website or whatever else, it's like the constant messages or calls, like, oh, hey, can I come in? Yeah, just book. Like, if you want a discount code, I can give you that. But, I'm not your secretary. You know what I mean? Like, so it's the
Yeah.
constant, like, oh, we know her, so we can show up 30 minutes late to a booking and it's not going to affect anyone. Or, so it's been a little bit of that, but also just
It's
obviously
the nice boss
competition.
challenge,
It is,
right?
right? Like when you're nice, that's sort of the
Yeah.
problem. And then when you're like, no refunds, they're like, well, how could you do that? You're so expensive. It's like, well, what do you expect? You want private rooms, you want unlimited hints, you want like 10 people working so you have the full attention, but you don't want to pay the price for it. So
Yeah.
that'll
So,
be fun.
so fill me in. How's everything been going
Good.
since, like, in terms of just life and
Life. I don't know. It's been good. It's been different for sure. I think Loudoun's a whole different crowd than like Manassas and Prince William, but not in a bad way. We've had like a lot of interest for like corporate bookings and team buildings. People are loving like the massive space. So
yeah.
they walk in, they're like, you have 20,000 square feet.
Like, yes,
you know?
yes, we do.
Yeah, we do. And that's the cool part. So they're like, do you know what this used to be? And I'm like, yeah, otherwise I wouldn't have gotten it. But
Yeah.
the mall also just got sold. So
Oh,
I'm kind
yeah.
of
What's
waiting to
that?
see what.
You haven't heard anything yet.
No, we've heard it won't affect us. So we'll see, I
Yeah.
guess. But he's trying to attract more like entertainment venues. So we're good in that
That's actually
sense.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If anybody can fix that mall, that'll be a miracle.
Because of how down it's
Yeah,
been in
it's
terms
just,
of
I mean,
foot
there's not
traffic.
much to do, right? Like the shopping is kind of done and people just come for the entertainment. And there isn't a lot of that besides like the movie theater.
Yeah, that's true. I'm
So
trying to
I
think
don't
of like
know.
when I go.
I know. Yeah,
to
no,
go
it's all
to,
like kid stuff.
to drop my
Yeah.
daughter off. Or
It's all kids stuff, right? Like your stores are what, Forever 21? Like how
Yeah.
many of us are actually going to shop there? Like
Yeah.
it doesn't work.
Yeah, you're right.
But I went to Fair Oaks yesterday and it was kind of the same thing. I ended up going to Tyson's. Like I was like, there's no point.
But do you feel like the mall game is just kind of going out of style at this point with all the
Probably.
online shopping and people
Probably.
care about
But
like
then they have to redo it for something, right? They have all
yeah,
these massive spaces and
yeah,
but if they could do something like I don't know, Tyson's 2 did where they did like a bowling alley and made it all like the furniture stores and just like a one-stop shop, like
yeah,
it could work. It just depends on what they do with it.
yeah,
As long as I don't have to move, I'm good.
yeah.
As long as we
My
don't have to
space.
rebuild, I'm okay.
Oh my gosh, that'd be so
Yeah,
expensive.
we have a 3-year lease, so they
Okay.
said it doesn't affect that for now. So we'll see, but
Okay.
I don't
Very
know.
cool.
It's
What
not
have you
nice.
learned on your business journey so far? Because
Oh my
you've been
gosh.
doing this for a little bit now.
I have. What have I learned? It's never the same thing. Like it changes constantly. So I've learned that I'm not a very good boss. Like I'm too sympathetic and I can't like be assertive in what I need to be.
I'm not feeling
Yeah,
well.
I'm
You're
like,
off for a
oh,
week. You're good. I will pay you. I'll bring
exactly.
you chicken noodle soup.
Exactly. That's kind of the problem. My husband's
So
like, you
you're
need to
doing
stop
that.
buying them lunch every day. And I'm like, I feel bad. They're broke college kids, you know? But yeah, so just basically like trying to manage and figure that out. I've also had a lot of like customers that have complained a lot, not because there's something wrong with the business, but because either it's too expensive or they don't think it was worth it or they thought it was too hard and didn't want to do, But, so we're just kind of learning like, okay, well, what hints can we give to help them the
My
right
guy
way?
gave us so many hints. I pushed that button so many
Yeah.
times.
Yeah. And so we're
Look
unique,
under the
right?
desk.
Yeah. And usually most escape rooms only do 2 to 3 hints. We do
Yeah.
unlimited. So we've literally had people ask for every single hint for every single puzzle, and you're like,
You're like, can I just come in here with you and
I
I'll
know,
just like
no.
lead you through it? And you
I've
can
had
feel
people
like you
bribe my
won.
6-year-old. Be like, can you stay in the room? I'm like, he knows all downstairs. You don't want him. And they're like, no, we do.
No, that's why we went. I'm in the room.
Like, this is a bad idea. But, that's
Yeah.
what people do.
That's
Yeah.
so funny.
It's crazy.
Yeah. What are you guys gonna do to shift that? Like, how are you working on that type of problem?
So we're just trying to change it to make it more like all access. Like most escape rooms are small, claustrophobic, scary, in the middle of nowhere, kind of like our Manassas one, right? Like typical escape rooms.
hole in the
this
wall
one
type
isn't.
thing. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that's what people are amazed by. They're like, well, we've gone to ones in malls and it hasn't been this way. We have some of the highest tech rooms in the area. You can't find them anywhere.
When you say tech rooms, what does that
Like
mean?
technology is intense. Like the time machine room is a Jurassic Park Back to the Future based room. When you switch rooms, it literally is supposed to make you feel like you traveled into the future.
Oh, that's cool.
So just like all the machines in there and all the puzzles are insane. There's like dinosaur Pac-Man and
Is it like a company that you buy from?
Yeah.
These? Okay, I was like, how
so
do
these
you
we did
figure
specifically.
these out?
Yeah, so Manassas, they were designed by the previous owners.
Okay.
For this one, we picked them out and then we customized the puzzles. So you can literally pick and choose what you want in the room.
Okay.
But they make all the puzzles because I'm not very techy
I
at
was gonna
all.
say.
At all. Not in that sense, at least. So
Yeah.
it's, I mean, it works out. And there's also, drawbacks. Like a whole machine stops working and you're like on the phone with Europe being like, I need this fixed. And they're like, oh, well, everyone's asleep. Sorry. Like,
Yeah.
wait till tomorrow. When we first opened, Lord of the Rings wasn't working. So I was just like, we had a whole room down for a week
Oh, wow.
till we could figure it out. So it just kind of depends.
Yeah.
But then you have customers that are engineers and they love escape rooms and they offer to come for free and fix it. Like, it's just cool because people want to see you do well.
Tell me about the community support.
It's been awesome. It's been, I think part of it, like the 40 under 40 and just like being so involved in the community, it's been great. I've had a lot of people come out and be like, oh, we want to, try to host events. The Chamber hosted a networking event there, So people have been awesome. Even just the Chamber at the opening, they all showed up and it was a blast. So it's been fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I sense some kind of hesitation as you're talking. What's been like a struggle that you've been dealing with?
I think it's when you know someone, there's almost that sense of entitlement, right? Like, okay, well, I know her, I always see her, whatever. So instead of just booking on the website or whatever else, it's like the constant messages or calls like, oh, hey, can I come in? Yeah, just book. Like, if you want a discount code, I can give you that. But, I'm not your secretary. You know what I mean? Like, so it's the constant, like, oh, we know her, so we can show up 30 minutes late to a booking and it's not going to affect anyone. Or, so it's been a little bit of that, but also just obviously
It's the nice boss
competition.
challenge,
It
right?
is, right? Like when you're nice, that's sort of the problem. And then when you're like, no refunds, they're like, well, how could you do that? You're so expensive. It's like, well, what do you expect? You want private rooms. You want unlimited hints. You want like 10 people working so you have the full attention, but you don't want to pay the price for it. So it's kind of like a lose-lose battle at that point.
How do you fix that challenge?
We just keep going. Some people will hate it, some will love it, and we just kind of work with that.
Yeah. Have you considered, and you probably already do this, but setting those expectations, aka they call you on the phone, hey, I'm so sorry we're running 20 minutes late, to be like, it's an hour booking, so you can try to get it done in 40, but
we've tried. I mean, to be completely honest, it's one of those things that's I'm not there 24/7. You have kids running the place. They're amazing at what they do, but they freak out at the smallest things. And then the whole, I need to speak to a manager. And then after that, they're over it.
Yeah.
But there's the other side of it too. We've had amazing customers who've absolutely loved it and shouted out our staff by name and given us their like feedback, whether it was good or bad, and like wanted to see like how well we do. We've also had people come and do 5 rooms in one day.
Oh, well.
So it's not...
My brain would explode.
I know, mine too. My husband and I were ready to kill each other when we did them. Like, I will tell you, we are not a good team when it comes to, like, working together on stuff like this.
Yeah.
But, you kind of work your way through it. Like, we all have our strong points, and it's better if you, like, split up to that point and you do what you need to and let them do what they're good at.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, with me, I don't like managing money. So I'm like, anything financial is my husband's problem. Like, either tell me we can afford it or we can't. Like, don't make me think about this stuff. But I like coming up with the ideas and the concepts and sort of saying, okay,
But don't you feel like you need to know a little bit about the money piece?
I suck at it. I'm so bad.
Is that a story that you're telling yourself?
No, I just
You're
don't
like, no,
want to
I
know.
just
It stresses me out. Like, I've always been that kind of person, though, I guess. I don't know. I was always like a daddy's girl, and it was just, okay, if I want something, I get it, right? It's always dad's fault. And I don't know. And then with my husband, it was either, can you just say yes or no? It's not that I'm asking for permission. I just want to know, can we afford it now, or do I need to wait a month? Like, so it's always been one of those things, and it kind of continued with the business, and it's worked out because it keeps me less stressed.
You're
We'll
like,
see.
everything is still paid. We're good. He knows the
He
thing.
might be losing sleep, but I'm good. So
That's
yeah,
funny.
I
So you're
mean,
the
you know,
visionary and he's money man.
sort of. Yeah, I mean, he has a full-time job. He's busy with that. He's amazing at what he does do, but it's nice to have the help and support, especially when he's not busy with that.
Who are you outside of the business? The
Oh my
escape
gosh, just
room business.
a mom to a very high maintenance 6 year old who thinks the world revolves around him, probably because it does in our
Yeah.
house.
I was gonna say one day where are you doing
He's
that?
so spoiled. We adopted him as a newborn. He's my whole world. Like, he really is, but he knows he is, so he takes advantage of that. He's also convinced he's the boss and it's his escape room. So we've been having a lot of fun with that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sounds like
it's
it.
not. Yeah. The
Yeah.
other day he reset a running room while people were in it because he thought the wrong room ended.
Oh,
Oh, and
honey.
so we had to walk in, apologize, have them step out, reset it again, and bring them back in.
I'd
And
be like, you're not allowed to step in again.
yeah, that's what I said, but oh no,
I'm
it
sure he's pushed
doesn't
it
work
again.
out.
Yeah.
No, he's like, but you told me I can have 5 escape rooms when I'm a grown up. And I'm like, I said you can try. I didn't
Yeah.
say you can have them. I'm not, but then you have to work there. I'm like, not if this
Yeah.
keeps going on. I'm not doing anything.
Reset.
Right. Oh my gosh. He's a lot. He's
Yeah.
a lot, but in a good way. Customers love him. He's always sitting at the desk waiting for them on the weekends. He cries when he can't go in.
Yeah.
He's like, it's not fair that I have to go to school and you get to go to work. And I'm like, I'll go to school, you go to work. So he gets really upset, when he can't be there.
What's the story behind that adoption journey?
So, kind of like we were talking about earlier, I lost twin boys after 5 years of IVF, and it broke us, to the point where I was like, I can't keep doing this to myself. I'm miserable. Forget all this. I'm just going to go live my life. So I joined a company in DC, was doing reporting for a website. I have a journalism background. Was supposed to be going to the Cannes Film Festival to cover a Us Today party, literally living my best life. And we got a call saying this family is having another baby boy and they want to give him up for adoption if we're interested. And the next day I quit my job, flew to Pakistan, was in the delivery room when this kid was born, and have had him ever since.
Wow.
I know. It was just somehow meant to be.
So you didn't go through an agency?
No, we did. I mean,
Okay.
and then we had to do it all the right way, and we started the process sort of just to be like, okay, at least we're doing something about this, right? If we're not doing IVF anymore and we know we want a family, what are the next steps? So we were doing all of that, but then, the people who wanted to give him up for adoption worked at a family member's house, and they had a kid and they couldn't afford another one. And we said, it doesn't ever work like that. It's never that easy. So there has to be a reason it's happening.
Yeah.
And so we're like, okay, well, let's see what happens. And honestly, I've had him since day one. And even if I couldn't bring him back here, I probably would have moved there. I wouldn't have come back. But, he's literally our whole world.
Was it hard to bring him over?
No, we did. I mean,
Okay.
we'd done the process and
You
we
did it,
kept
okay.
doing it. So no.
Okay.
If I think about it, I was there for 6 months. So if I think about it now, I'm like, if I want to adopt again and take him, not my ideal situation. I don't want him in, Pakistan with me for 6 months, missing school and all of that. But at that point, it was all I'd ever wanted. So it almost was worth it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's such a weird feeling.
Yeah. I was thinking about that. I was like, I just want to go to a Middle Eastern country and just adopt 7 kids.
I'd said that when I was little, and I never thought that would happen. And it's not an easy process. But if you can,
but I wouldn't want to go through an agency though, because I know that it's a different beast.
It's a
I just
pain
want to
in
be
the
like,
neck.
oh, you don't want those kids? I'll take them.
Please. Yeah, and thank you. No, but we had to do it that way. Most Muslim countries don't let you adopt unless the kid is abandoned. If Pakistan doesn't let you adopt if it's not a newborn. So if they're older than a year or two, you can't adopt them.
Okay.
Then they're stuck in an orphanage forever, basically, because
so they'll let them stay in an orphanage, but you can't. What's the reason behind that? I haven't looked enough into it.
I don't know what the exact reason is. I'm assuming it is with the newborn they can adjust better and that way. But when they're older, maybe it's religious. I don't know because I'm not very religious, but
Yeah.
We said we wouldn't mind an older kid. We wouldn't mind siblings. Like, we've always had
Yeah.
conversations like that, but it's always been newborns.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't
To
know.
look more into
I know,
that.
yeah. It's fun though. Like, it's always an adventure, right?
Yeah.
But mine looks just like my dad and me. He's like my twin, and nobody
I
ever
didn't know
believes
that. I was
it.
gonna say,
Yeah,
when I saw
nobody
you
believes
guys'
it.
picture, I didn't realize he was
Yeah.
adopted.
So, I mean, I think when it's meant to be, it's just, and I have so many other friends that have adopted, and it's the same thing. They look just like one of the parents.
That's crazy.
So it really is meant to be.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. It's so crazy.
What do you see yourself in, like, the community, as a business owner, as a
Yeah.
friend in the future?
I think more of just what I've been doing. We've had a lot of people reach out to, like, want to host charity events. I finally have a 200-person event space, which never needed it. But now that I have it, like, I would love to be able to contribute more and, do events there. And that's sort of the point. Like, it's not expensive. You can bring in your own drinks. You can bring in catering. Like, let's make it easy. Let's connect with other businesses. And let's, like, make everyone's life easier at some point. Like, being a mom, I'm sick of going to birthday parties where I have to pay extra to bring in my own food because my in-laws might not eat something, or, where it's always just an extra charge for less work almost because it's convenient, right? And so with this, we've just wanted to have, like, a place where we've done, luau's. We've done, this weekend we had a Christmas princess birthday party. We had all the princesses there. So just parents having the ability to be able to do more and not break the bank. Like, so instead of spending, $2,000 on the birthday party for 15 kids, maybe spend $500-600, have the space all day and have fun with it. Like, don't be stressed. We had Jenny do a Pokemon themed birthday party for Maverick there.
Oh,
it was really, she had my staff dress up in a Pokemon costume because only Jenny can convince people to do that, which is a different story. But, it was cool, and it was nice to see how you really can do basically anything there. We have somebody doing a 50th birthday party. She's actually an event planner, and she's doing a dance-off.
Wow.
I know.
So you better get some behind-the-scenes videos.
I know, right? I'm excited. I am. So I'm excited that place is there for that. And then just companies and teams and groups being like, oh, we really can all be in one room.
Yeah.
Or, oh, this is nothing like I thought it was. And, my favorite are the mall walkers who've been so curious about what's going here, have no idea what an escape room is. But now they're so curious they're going to come back with their grandkids, and they're so excited to see it and support it.
Give them an easy room. Like,
The Exorcist is our easiest room. So I don't know how many people actually want that.
What is it?
The Exorcist.
Oh.
We had a church group the other day. I'm like, I'm assuming you don't want the easiest room. And they're like, no, nothing to do with the devil or being possessed. Thanks. I didn't pick it. I'm just, trying to help you.
Yeah.
But it just sort of depends. It's cool to have, like, these themes and the technology. It's cool to see little kids so excited about, like, Jurassic Park and dinosaurs and be in there and be so proud of themselves. We actually have a wall for anybody that solves, like, their room in an hour. Their pictures go up on a wall. So we've had a lot of people come back.
Yeah, my picture wouldn't go up.
It would. We give unlimited hints, so it could. I actually had a friend call me in the Manassas one and say, hey, I'm here with my kids and I want to sound really smart. So can you give me all the answers? So I was literally texting her the answers, and she was pretending she figured them out herself.
Like, how much respect that those kids now have for their mom.
I know, right? See, I saved lives.
You did that.
Yes, that's exactly my goal right now. But yeah, no, and same thing. Like, my husband and I, when we try to, like, clarify what a puzzle is or how it works, like, if one of us figures this out and the other, we tease each other for hours. We're like, can't believe you didn't know that.
Now I know, going into these rooms, being like, okay, I'm going to be the dumbest person in this room.
You're not.
But I'm here to just pay the bill and pretend like
no, just have fun.
I'm contributing.
It's it's fun.
It is fun.
That's the difference, right? Like, it's not about can you solve it, can you not, and that's sort of where we, like, stand out. Like, no, there's no hints. You can buy extra time. You can, do all of that to where let's just have fun. It's not all about being in a competition
and being and finding the answers so quickly.
Yeah,
or at all. Where it takes me when I played it is being like the 12-year-old kid playing, like, this video game on the computer, solving the clues, getting into the next room.
Right.
And I was like, oh my God, this is like, I used to daydream about that when I play the games, to be like, oh, this would be cool if we could do it
in real life. Yeah, it's so different.
Here we are as an adult doing these.
Oh my gosh, you're right. But no, that's the point, right? Like, and you can, and you know, why not escape and go to a zombie apocalypse
Yeah.
in the middle of the day, or, you know, go through Alice in Wonderland? I mean,
Or
that's
be in
kind
The
of the coolest
Exorcist.
part, right? Oh yeah, my son literally will tell customers, he'll be like, "Those are my blood prints." I'm like, that's fake blood. Stop saying that. You're gonna get me in trouble. So you know, just sort of that excitement of like, you're here. Like, let's see how this goes. Game of Thrones, we actually have like the Iron Throne in the room.
Oh my gosh.
So people love like putting the crown on and taking pictures at the end. And
Like, you're running out of time. Let's go. Oh,
yeah,
at the end. Okay.
yeah, at the end. No, we try, you know, we try to keep like it spaced out so you can have extra time if you need it. And so we're very lenient escape rooms. I feel like
Yeah.
most people are like, oh, you give tours, you allow people to see the rooms before, and
Yeah.
it's because we want to change the misconceptions. We're probably one of the only handicap accessible escape rooms too, which people have loved.
I love that. But I will say, I wouldn't want to see the rooms beforehand. I think that's part of the
Yeah,
excitement.
it is, but
So you're
people
like,
are also
"Ah."
so scared sometimes that if they don't see it, they don't know
They
if they want
won't
to
do
do
it,
it. We've
yeah.
had like parents come in with their kids and their kids think like God knows what's gonna pop out, or you know. And I'm like, I promise you, it's
Just my
just
son.
dinosaurs. It's not scary. Like, trust me, let me show you. Or just
Yeah.
sort of like walking them through like, oh, this is Alice, you should come try it. Or so I mean, people enjoy that too.
Where do you get all your passion from? You talk with so much like
I don't know.
excitement and passion.
Honestly. I think it's been fun. So like I said, I have a journalism background. I've done marketing forever. And I was bored. Like I was so bored of doing the same old all the time. Especially after I became a mom, I was like, I'm not doing this 9 to 5. I worked for a nonprofit as a marketing manager. You know, same old every single day. I want to spend time with my son. I want to have fun. I want to do something different every day. Probably the reason I went into journalism. So when we bought the first escape room, it was, oh my gosh, like not only can I do something different, but I can help people that might not be able to afford it otherwise, or, you know, groups just take a break and get away. We've had a lot of like, you know, Prince William County people that came to Manassas. We're troubled teens. We've had Girl Scout troops. We've had basketball teams. So just sort of like, I love that people can disconnect from the real world for an hour and just be in the zone with their family. And you know, you have the kids that are annoyed and on the phones, and you have all of that, but there's always one point where like you see the whole family connecting and you're like, this is why it's worth it, because they finally got what they needed out of this.
Yeah.
And that's rare. You don't get that when you're all at a restaurant with your phones, or
Agreed.
yeah. And it's a
Our-
sense of accomplishment.
Our connection point, besides the very, very end when we accomplish it, we're like, oh my God, we're so smart. We
Right.
figured this out.
We did it.
Was right before when it's like, my 12-year-old like, Mom, seriously? You didn't figure that out? And I'm like, no.
Once you know the answer, it always seems so
It was so
logical, but
easy.
until
I
you know
know.
it, it's not.
know.
Like, and that's the problem, right?
Yeah.
But and that's so my staff like will actually, for hints, one of them actually meows because you're supposed to touch a cat's nose. So they have fun with it too.
Will's like, I like that one.
Yeah.
She's our cat lady.
Yeah. So it's just I think people enjoy like we also have walkie-talkies for hints. So like random people will be like, so what's your favorite color? They'll have full-on conversations with our staff, and they build that rapport too. And I think it's just different every day. I love the fun and not knowing what to expect.
I love that.
Yeah, it's not boring ever, for sure.
Well, you're not a boring person either.
No, I get bored easily though. That's
So
probably
you
the
bring
problem.
the passion and the excitement.
Yeah, it's always something, always.
But you're in a fun industry.
I know. I was already telling my husband, I'm like, I feel like we need to open in Tyson's. He's like, can you slow down? I'm like, well, they have Hot Wheels and they have Encanto and they don't have an escape room. And he's like, Aleena, can we at least pay back one?
Like,
okay.
let's
slow down.
I'm the money man, remember that.
Right, yeah. Thank God he can say no
ready.
still.
Yeah.
He's good at saying no, so we're okay. But, you know, just like what's next? Like, let's do something. Be excited about something. We've been talking about selfie studios and maybe incorporating that into the current escape room. Yeah. So just something different. VR rooms. We've been talking about maybe turning one of them into that.
To a VR room.
Yeah. We've had people really mad at us that we didn't do a Harry Potter room. And we did Lord of the Rings, so that's been fun. And
when do you switch up your rooms?
I don't know, probably another 4 years, because he's going to say no for a while.
I was say, because those are expensive, right? Because you have to pay.
One room is 70 to 80 grand. Like, so they're not, especially with the technology that they have. And then if you count, you know, like the wiring for that and everything else, like.
To the VR.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and that's what people have been telling us, at least have one of those, because those can constantly change.
Yeah.
So we might. I mean,
And the funny thing is, I'm trying to remember the VR room that we were playing. I thought I was actually going through it, and I was like, "Oh no, that's not actually real. It was the
yeah,
VR
you were just
thing."
in it. But it does. It feels so real,
It
especially with
does.
VR now, that it's actually, Apple has the new glasses coming out, and I'm actually really tempted to try with those and see
Oh,
if we could do. Yeah, so we'll see. I'm a
yeah,
big Apple fan, so I'm like, maybe those will be way cooler than everything else ever.
yeah.
And we'll see.
So the one I did was the actual, like the VR, like the full
Here, yeah.
headset. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
it'll
had
be
to
fun
tilt
though.
it like the right way, otherwise you couldn't quite like.
Right. See what was happening. See, those are the parts where I'm like, that would just annoy me. I like the
Yeah.
fact that you can walk around and do what you want.
Yeah.
I've still been thinking about like holiday themes and maybe turning like one of the rooms into like a holiday room, like Christmas themed. I know like other escape rooms do that, so I've been going back and forth on that. But we'll see.
You know what'd be cool is if you could somehow connect people to play against each other. Like, let's say it's a corporate thing. You had your LA division
Right.
connecting with the DC,
Yeah.
and then you bring in the New York. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you guys.
So we did that during COVID, but it was more virtual.
That's what I mean,
escape
like,
rooms.
I
Yeah.
was
So
gonna say
we've
the
done
VR
virtual.
room,
Yeah.
and they're
We've
all
done
playing
those.
games,
But right now, what we do like here is they all go in different rooms at the same time, and they compete to see who can get out first.
okay.
It gets intense. You can hear them screaming and laughing, and oh my gosh, it's crazy. And telling us like not to tell the other room that they asked for hints. And so this is a cool thing, right? Like because of our event space now, we have the space to where they can all hang out after and be able to eat and talk and sort of like process it. And that's the coolest part, because otherwise that doesn't happen. We have Loudoun County schools bringing almost 500 kids in the summer.
Oh, wow.
Like, each day dividing it up, and they're all kids from the gifted programs. So they're really excited that they finally have a space that's big they can take people to.
That's so neat.
I know, I'm so excited.
You sound like it.
And it's something new, right? Like it's different.
Yeah.
And that's the fun part. Like you get
to
something new every day.
Time.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And kids love it.
Sure.
Adults love it too. But kids,
yeah.
Yeah, but it's different when it's kids and they feel like they actually saved dinosaurs from going extinct, or, whatever else. I mean, we've had kids in the exorcist room that have loved it and not been scared. And then we've had screaming girls and screaming boys. And
I have to go check this out.
You do. It's a really cool room. And so we can see everything on camera, right? Like we're trying to help you, so we're watching you. So it's really fun to see. And my staff will actually like play certain sounds in the exorcist room when they see someone being scared to scare them more. So will my 6-year-old at this point. Like he'll try to scare people in it
see if
too.
I can make them, pass out.
Oh yeah, and I've had one like actually go in to try to scare. I'm like, we told them no jump scares. Please do not give them a heart attack. But they have fun with it. That's the cool part.
So just to kind of wrap this up, if you could give one piece of advice to a budding entrepreneur, what would that advice be?
Definitely worry about the money. Don't be like me and think you can afford everything. I think it's just follow your dreams. Like everything seems impossible at first. I never thought I would open in a mall. I never thought I'd be able to afford opening in a mall. I, never thought that I'd be able to get like some of the top rooms and do what I'm doing now. So don't give up. Like start with an open mind. Anything is possible, I think.
I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was fun.